A few days ago I decided to launch Forza Horizon 5 just to see what rewards were available in the new festival playlist, but almost immediately after launching the game it crashed. So I relaunched it, and when the game loaded back up, this screen appeared. A pre-order link directly inside the game and some general information about the upcoming release of Forza Horizon 6. Now around 2 weeks ago we officially received the announcement of Forza Horizon 6, and as many people have been requesting for years, it's finally happening. Forza Horizon 6 will be set in Japan, featuring a diverse compressed map that highlights the country's mountainous regions and a massive detailed version of Tokyo. I am so hyped and I can't wait to play this game, but after watching the official gameplay overview, I've noticed a few things that I want to talk about. Graphics. At the very start of the overview, I wasn't that impressed, to be honest. I thought, it kinda looks like Horizon 5. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that the game looks bad. I wasn't that impressed in the beginning at first glance. However, only once I looked close and I started paying more attention to the following scenes, I just realized how much better it actually looked. It has so much detail. The roads have cracks, the lighting looks more natural and diffused, the vegetation is more dense. It just looks good. I will just show you a few photos that I took during the showcase gameplay and I'll let you be the judge. Physics. I have no doubt that the driving in this game will feel good. Playground games have found a sweet spot in my opinion that combines arcade and simulation physics that are easy to master for most people.
Oh yeah.
But it still requires some skill to be a player a step above the rest when it comes to trials and competitive racing. It doesn't require countless hours to get used to the driving, unlike some hardcore racing sims like iRacing for example. Some people call this type of physics engine a simcade. The handling in Forza Horizon 5 was very good for the most part, but if they improve just a little bit, then this game will provide an absolutely enjoyable experience. Although I've noticed only one thing in the gameplay that it kinda looks strange to me and I wanna point it out. If you watch closely when this Mitsubishi takes that turn to enter the track, to me it just feels a little strange and unnatural, and I'm not sure why, but it almost feels like if the car is on rails and it doesn't look natural. But I'm not worried as this gameplay was captured most likely in the early stage of the development and they have probably had some final touches and tweaks. But I thought it was just worth mentioning as I did notice that and it looks strange to me. The suspension seemed to be very realistic based on the few clips that we could see. For example, here on this clip you can see how the wheels are reacting on the uneven off-road terrain. And I know that is not something new, but it just makes me happy to see because that is so satisfying in my eyes. Another thing that I thought was a really nice touch is now the tires will show wear. I don't know if that will be just a cosmetic thing or whether the handling of the car will reflect on that, but personally I would enjoy if the car behaves differently over time when the tires wear out, although I can see this being an issue for the vast majority of the players as it can be frustrating for the casual player base. Maybe if you can toggle an option to turn the handling physics on and off in the settings, that could satisfy everyone, but again this is purely just speculation. Car sounds. We have a few clips where the developers show us the improvements to the car sounds they have made and oh boy did they improve. This will be a big step up if they maintain that standard throughout the lifecycle of the game with future updates in other cars.
Our cars sound better than ever, with greater detail and remastered audio.
We have an example here with the Honda Civic, and now it finally sounds like the VTEC actually kicks in. The sound is so much more natural and close to its real-life sibling. As a better comparison, here's an example of the sound that it makes in Forza Horizon 5.
No, God!
And now just take a listen to the other cars the developers showed us in the gameplay overview. Based on the info that we have, the game will launch with over 550 cars. And although it may not sound like a lot, considering that Forza Horizon 5 currently has just over 900 cars, it's still a very respectable amount. Just to give you a better perspective, when Forza Horizon 5 was released in 2021, it launched with around 500 cars, and back in 2018 when Forza Horizon 4 was released, that game had around 450 cars on launch. So this means that Forza Horizon 6 will have the longest car list far on launch by far. Now, I'm sure that many of our beloved cars will be missing at the start and they'll eventually slowly add them back to the game, but what I do hope for is for them to change the way we acquire them. I'm not a huge fan of the current system right now. I don't like that we have to play weekly and complete a list of tasks and races from a playlist in order to get an exclusive car. I think we can all agree that this can be quite frustrating, repetitive, and also cause a fear of missing out. It's not a great design as some people don't have the time and opportunity to play all the time. Here is a fun fact for you. The foundation of my YouTube channel was actually primarily based on making videos with games from the Eliminator. So now let's talk about it. Right now we don't have official information about it. I know that the Eliminator is quite controversial. Although it's a game mode that I very much enjoy, it really does get very repetitive. I can dive very deep in that topic, but I'll try to keep it nice and short, as in my experience the Eliminator is not something that many people play actively. The community as a whole is amazing and I've met lovely people that are playing it. There are also a few YouTube creators that are actively uploading videos from the Eliminator and they do an amazing job of helping with tips, tricks, sharing compilation with funny moments, fails and some incredible wins. What I want to talk about here though is a little different. The community seems to be quite unhappy about the game mode in Forza Horizon 5 as they blame it for the quote boring map. Many people say that the whole map was based on the Eliminator, which made the map somewhat flat and empty. I do agree to an extent, however I genuinely do not believe that the map is the way it is because of the Eliminator. It's a fact that the map design made it very suitable for it, but I strongly disagree that the whole map was designed based on that game mode only. Right now we don't have any news on the potential Eliminator in the next entry of Forza Horizon, so I can't provide any information at this time. Will it come back? I think yes. Will it be different? I really hope so. What can be improved? For starters, I think it would be clever if the developers allow the players to have some impact on it. What I mean by that is, imagine if we can vote about cars that can be included in the Eliminator on a weekly basis. For example, they can add some sort of voting system, similar to the one with the backstage cars that we can buy. Imagine if the players have control over what cars are permitted in the game. Currently in Forza Horizon 5, we have a list of only 47 cars, 2 level 1 cars and 5 cars in each class starting from level 2 all the way up to the level 10. The only car that was ever added was the level 1 Nissan Tsuru. They have never changed, removed or added another car. This makes it extremely repetitive and boring over time. Okay, I think I went too deep into the rabbit hole and it's probably enough for now. Let's move on. The garage. In Forza Horizon 6, we will have a garage that apparently is customizable. We have been shown a few examples in the gameplay overview video where up to 3 cars are parked in the garage. It seems that we will be able to choose what cars we can park and display there, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know if we have a limit of 3 cars only, or if we'll be able to move things around in the garage and park the cars the way we want, but nevertheless it still looks like a really cool idea. Okay, so here's my final thoughts. The game looks incredible. The visuals, the cars, the scenery, the sound from the cars, the progression, everything looks very well designed. And I don't want to be disappointed, so I'm trying to keep my hopes and expectations at a reasonable level, but it does look very promising. The game will be officially released on the 19th of May, however, if you purchase the premium edition, this will grant you an early access which will allow you to play the game 4 days earlier. The price difference is huge though. You can get the base game in the UK for about £60 or about $70 in the USA, or around $70 in Europe. The premium edition, however, which allows you to play 4 days earlier, will set you back a whopping £110, $120 or around €103. And with that being said, I'll wrap this video up, but please let me know what your thoughts are on the new Forza Horizon 6. Which package would you go for? Or would you even buy it? What do you think about the graphics and the progression system, and what would you like to see in the game? Is there something that you secretly wish for, and respectively what feature or mechanic would you like to be removed from the game? This video style is completely new to me and I would like you to share your feedback in the comments down below. Please let me know what I can improve and I'll try my best to be better in the next video. I'm planning to do more of these videos in the future, so if you like what you saw, you can support me by subscribing to the channel, you can like or dislike, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!